Hi there. My name's Kevin and I am a stroke survivor. Not that I like to identify with that label, but that's the what I gather is the fairly common way of talking about somebody who's had a stroke. And I'm speaking to you now because it's come to my attention it's taken a while, but through my studies, research, however you want to consider it, how many experiencers of this thing called stroke are in the world. And it blows my mind to think about it. It's one of these things that I think we can have a tendency to think very singularly about this experience, which if someone who's never had a stroke before, like myself, just doesn't consider it. Despite the fact that my father had a stroke approximately 16 years before I did. But one of the things I've learned since, and it applies to many things in our life, when you recognize that you cannot fully understand what it could be like to have a stroke experience through somebody else's description or analysis or considerations of it. You can imagine what it might be like, but you don't know until it actually happens to you. And I'm on here today, having never been on YouTube or any other platform, putting out a video, being vulnerable, as they say, which is not a bad thing at all. It's I recognize the benefits of doing that. But I'm on here now, basically setting up a platform on YouTube to offer support and share considerations and viewpoints, and ultimately to speak to other stroke experiencers, to shed light on this experience that, as I say, until you've actually gone through it, and I wouldn't wish this upon anybody. However, as I am a bit of a Pollyanna in the best sense of the word, I always do my best to see the lighter side of any situation, and if possible, even the funny side. So this is an introductory video, basically to introduce myself to all you good people who see this, whether you may be a stroke experiencer yourself, and I'm aware that there are various degrees of stroke that any one person can experience, or you may be the loved one of somebody who has had a stroke. And I recognize that it's not just the actual person who's incurred or experienced the stroke who is affected. It affects everybody you come in contact with to one degree or another. Or you may be in the field of caring through the healthcare system one way or another for somebody who's had stroke. Or you might be involved in a enterprise that provides services, or even what do you call it, a device that may be helpful for somebody who has had a stroke. And I'm basically encouraging anybody with regard to that area, directly experiencing or somewhere involved or on the periphery, or members of family, loved ones, etc., to please by all means get in touch. Firstly, it broadens my view of the whole experience of stroke. I don't like to call it stroke. I prefer to refer to it as my event, because the word stroke, is quite, how would it be? Sorry, I still get lost for words quite frequently. It's nondescript. It's a term that the medical field have applied to what I call an event. It could be an ischemic or ischemic, I would never pronounce it right, stroke, or a hemorrhagic stroke, which my interpretation, one way or another, is more or less the same thing, but there's subtle differences. Or there could be well, there's various types of strokes. I'm not going to go into that now. And I'm interested in hearing from other people, and possibly, if people are up for it, whether you're a direct experiencer or otherwise, it's basically having conversations, whether through email or directly through a Zoom meeting. And I think it's beneficial to a lot of people involved to be aware of various interpretations and experiences that the individuals have, completely different to mine. I recognise that some people are significantly more affected by the occurrence of a stroke. I feel I'm very lucky. I'll go into that further, because it can go quite deep with things like that. And basically, to leave you for the moment with some small words of positivity, is you can get through this. And the more you believe in that, I believe the quicker you will get through this. So I encourage you all to remain positive, look for the funny side of things. It's not always easy to do that at the time, but there's always a positive outlook you can adopt or adapt to considering all these events. And I'll leave you to it for now, and by all means get in touch. I'll leave my email in the description on this video, and if it's of interest, if you've got anything to offer, to add, or questions to ask, then by all means, and I'm more than happy to share with you my perspective. Another good thing to look at is there's a very nice gentleman that I've come across on YouTube. You may already know him already. You possibly do. Is Bill Gassiamis. It's been a bit of a turnaround event for me, for reasons I might expand into later, and it's just good support. And I'm ready now. I've made certain advancements in my thinking, in my abilities. I still am challenged with a lot of things, but he's a good resource to help you put into perspective this whole situation for yourself. And also, I'm going to encourage you through further videos to deeply consider how you think about it and the words you use to speak to yourself and to others about it. And I'll go into that a bit in a lot more detail as I progress putting out these videos. So I wish you well, lots of love, kind blessings, and I hope to hear from you soon. And you'll see me soon if you keep watching this channel. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye for now.